G'day and welcome back for more Survival Impossible in my broken, horrible arboretum with fragments of its roof, fragments of Reaver, giant divots showing the alien terrain underneath. That's gonna need some voxel hands to fix, maybe? Considering I voxel handed the the ground anyway. It's such a mess. The Reaver did a proper number on this place. It's going to take some time to repair. I reckon, though, I will do what I was originally planning to do with the rock lobster. And when I repair this, it's going to get a fresh coat of paint to the repair work. So it won't be rusty. Because I think this is something that needs to be visibly remembered for later. I need to come back and see this stuff and be like, oh yeah, that's right. That time the giant Reaver smashed my arboretum up. That's something that has to be remembered. Because I think it's kind of fun. In a horribly sad sort of way. They even destroyed my tree projection, which is now going to be in memory of the tree that was here. Alright, so today is going to start off with me doing a whole lot of grinding down of that Reaver, but I think I need to do things a little differently to how I was. I've been grinding it using scaffolding, but maybe I should go and fix up the liftsy so I can get it to kind of get me up to the heights I need to. The trouble with that though is I'm not sure how I'm going to get the liftsy down there and get the rock lobster down there for cargo space. We'll come back to you at a later stage. Because I need to get both of them down there. Oh, I've got the... Yeah. Okay. I've got a tow ball on this. Forgot about that. I forgot that I had that. So let's go and pick up the liftsy. I wonder if I can even hook up to it exactly as I am. Or if I'm going to have to do something funny. Because I can't remember whether the liftsy had hinges. I think it just has hinges, but I should be able to put a row piece on, and hopefully they're at a similar enough height I can get away with this. If this will work, that is going to be just fantastic. Oh, yeah, it's just hit a couple of hinges on there. What? No! No! Right. Run. Gotta get the drone. No, this is not okay. Off recharge. Unlock. Camera. Go. Don't hit the roof of the hangar when you're on your way out. Come on. What's it doing up there? I think the Reaver Invader is a small grid one. I might be okay here. So is it running away from me? No, it's shooting what's it shooting at? Is that my antenna? It's taken out my space relay. Oh, you jerk. You little jerk. I don't know how far I've got to leave this target. Can't see when the traces are ending up. Oh! I think I hit it. Okay, it's turned to face me now. That's not good. It's enjoying shooting without having to shoot back. Oh, I got some good hits there. Oh, yeah. Yes. Good little drone. Good little drone. Oh. My relay's gone, though. It was totally obliterating my relay. I can still see the... Wait, is the launch air base able to be reached from here? I think it was. Oh, no, it's just space can't be reached. Okay, so I can reach the launch air base. I can still launch iron down to myself. That's good. I just can't actually get to space. Alright, let's land this thing. Oh, I can't believe I managed to remember the canary that time. I'm so glad. I remembered the canary. I remembered the batteries. I actually took off quickly. That worked out pretty well. Out of camera. Okay, and initial adapters off. Fuck. Batteries on recharge. We've got our ammo back. We are good to go for the next time a Reaver comes down to say, "Hello, I'm going to ruin your day." What's with the sudden influx in Reavers? I don't understand. Oh yeah. Should be able to make this work if I add hinge head. Then I just stick a piston head on the hinge head. It'll be a bit of a longish chain, but it'll still function okay. Oh, that's an issue though. There's no power to this at all. So I'm not gonna be able to move these hinges. What the? Hello, Steve's unknown signal that's gonna roll away from me. Are you still gonna roll away? No. I stopped you. I got lucky. That was too weird to ignore. So many distractions to start out the day. Very unexpected. Normally they're self-inflicted distractions. I might build a tiny battery just to get the power to move these things. Give this a little kickstart. Uh-oh. I did a dumb. Unlocked it from the ground while the bucket was way off to one side. Okay, they are one block off in height from each other, but that should be manageable with that hinge. Whoa! Whoa! What? Just happened? Yeah, that doesn't look good. That looks real bad. Detach? How did that even do what it just... That's so weird. Let's do this a different way, shall we? I'm making my life unnecessarily hard here. There we are. Let's just lift this up to the right height. Oh, stupid mouse wheel, why are you being bad? There we go. And now I can tow it. Awkwardly, but... hang on. If I just drop the front wheel... Wait, no, it'll be the rear wheels. Lift them up. There we go. This works. It is awkward, but it totally works. And I don't even need to take this back to the base to recharge the Livesey because the... Whoops. Thought I just heard... Yeah, I did hear explosion. Oh, what have I done? I can't even see where I blew anything up. Still on a full floor. Okay. Drive slower, Splitsy. Drive slower. But as I was saying, I shouldn't need to recharge the Livesey because I've got enough power on the Rock Lobster and I can just leave it attached. I could just move it around that way. But perhaps recharging it would be smarter because it is a lot easier to control if I can drive it around separately. How am I going to recharge it though? So I'm hooked up, I can't get the connector in here. Or can I? That connector might actually articulate enough for me to try something a bit weird here. About there. Let's see if I can get this to work. Because I've got these extra angles and I've got this rotor at the end here. I can flip this. If I turn rotor lock off, I can flip this. And building this before hinges were a thing was potentially advantageous. And then we just move this out. Oh, my mouse wheel is not happy. I think we need a new mouse. The only issue is I don't think I've parked close enough for this arm to reach. And no, I have not. I need to go further over. What seemed like a good idea at first has now been proven to be not so great because this is not actually going to work. Oh, yes it is. Yes, it is. Haha. It's awkward, it's janky, but it works. Oh no, that's what broke. My battery broke. I was wondering why that wasn't recharging. Badly damaged this battery. If only it wasn't a critical component of the vehicle, I could have ground it down and just replaced it. Fortunately, that's not really an option. It's not because batteries, when you damage them and then re-weld them, keep their charge. But since I'd lost most of the components anyway, I could have just ground it off and then gained myself my charge back. Alas, I don't feel confident that I would have been able to get this to be linked up. Alright, I'm going to go down there now. I've got, what, almost 25% in one battery, 18% in the other. I think this will last me potentially through the whole of processing the Reaver. I just want to get down there and use some of the daylight. If I start running low on power at night, then that's not a big deal. Okay. Let's see if I can reverse out of my current parking position with this trailer attached. If I can't, at least at the moment I can detach the lift seat, drive it under its own power, and then come back in here. Just getting away from that snowdrift. I'm stuck on something though. Oh yeah, it's actually... it's not as bad as I thought that was going to be. Yeah, this trailer's actually handling okay. I thought it was going to be much, much, much worse. Oh, I think I know why, because I've got the hinges on the lift seat on, which is giving me a bit more resistance there. And it's acting more like a regular trailer until it does this. Before I run off, let's get some food and water. I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased with this design, given that I can actually remember how to control this thing. After all this time, having not controlled it for so long, I actually remember the keybinds and stuff. Because I certainly didn't expect that to be the case. There have been plenty of other vehicles that I've gotten into after an age, and I'm like, what, how do control stuff? Although I am realizing that there is a slight problem with the Liftsy. My inventory capacity. Though for a lot of this, I can just let it drop on the ground. In fact, that's actually what I'm going to do for a lot of it. Just knock stuff over till it's all down so that I don't have to reach up so high to get at everything. What I'm doing now is a bit of a combo of using the Liftsy to cut the high bits, but also just cutting bits that I know I can cut off from the ground. So I really need to speed up this process a little bit. The longer this Reaver's here, the longer my guns are off, the longer I'm exposed. Because I didn't realize it before, but me getting the Canary up in the air was my only defense before. I didn't have any guns. So that would have been really bad. So there's a lot of heavy armor on this thing. Not going to complain about the extra cobalt though. I was thinking about the crane before and whether it could even be useful here. I don't think it can. I think the chunks of this Reaver are so big that to take them back to the base would take so long that I'd be without any defense for longer than I'm willing to accept. I really need to get this thing cleaned up in the quickest way possible, even if it's not the most interesting. Because if I don't, I'm going to end up probably with a whole lot more damage to my base. And I'm not okay with this. Although, to be honest, I should, if I'm going for maximal efficiency, probably just be grinding down the functional blocks. Get in there, get anything that the turrets would shoot, and just leave all the armor here and clean it up at my leisure. Because the armor blocks aren't going to get shot. I just find it so hard to see where I am at if I'm not cleaning everything as I go. And I don't know why I put the weird emphasis on am there. Oh. The crane is going to be needed when I get those batteries down, if I can get those batteries down. So it would be nice to have a couple of fully charged large grid batteries to add to the base. So what I've been doing is just grinding down everything I can reach from ground level and just letting this thing slowly sink. I started to realize that might be the best plan, because if I can get it low enough, then my base isn't going to have line of sight to shoot it. So I should be able to turn my guns back on. At least that's the hope. Also, it turns out that it's really, really easy and heaps easier than using the Liftsy. Which is unfortunate, because I really love the way the Liftsy's always looked in time lapses. Moving around with that thing and welding stuff up was always kind of cool. But it is also incredibly time consuming. Time is not on my side right now. I am grinding away most of the steel plate without actually picking it up. Anything that's just iron, I'm really not worried about, because it is so much more time efficient for me to collect that iron from drop pods than it is from grinding it down here. So I'm just ignoring it entirely, pretty much. Anything that's got cobalt, that I'll put the effort in to stick into the rock lobster. But if it doesn't have cobalt, I'm just not going to worry. Focusing on time and efficiency here. Two things that I am not known for. Whoa, that's a lot of gyros. No wonder this thing was able to mess itself all over the ground. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that was closer than I'd have liked. And now I sit and wait for my health to come back. Oops. Whoa! That was unexpected.
Inventory full.
I think the bigger bit crushed a smaller bit just then. Oh, hold up a second. Oh, no, 0% filled. I was about to say, if that tank was full, that would totally be worth siphoning. It is empty. About to get very excited for no good reason. I reckon these are going to be worth repairing if I can get them down to the ground without doing too much damage to them. Let's try... see if I can do that with a couple of blocks underneath it. Let's pop a couple of little supports under here. Hopefully that means when I can grind around it, I should be able to keep those relatively safe. In fact, I might use a little scaffolding here to try and get up to that. Because that's 4 large batteries that are pretty much fully charged. That's a lot of power. It's also a fun challenge to try and get it back to the base and use it. The other thing I'm going to need to be careful of is making sure nothing lands on these and completely destroys them, like those blocks before. It's all well and good to drop these underneath, but if I can't get them out, or if I blow them up later, it's all for naught. I was thinking about the amount of silver I ended up getting from this thing.
Inventory
Like,
full.
if I was scripting this to make my life hard, I would have played it out exactly as that. And yet it was all completely by chance.
Inventory
I was actually going to see if I could get enough silver that it could be like, eh, silver doesn't worry me anymore. I don't have to think about it. I've got enough stuff. But the reader had other ideas. And the sun's about to rise. Nice. Ah, pre-fake dawn. Fake pre-dawn? You know what I mean. My guns will soon be live again. I think
Inventory full.
I have managed to save these batteries. And all of their
full.
juicy, delicious power.
Inventory.
I'm also very tired of this lady saying inventory full,
Inventory
because I've
full.
been listening to it for a
Inventory
long
full.
time. Looks like the battery should be pretty easy to get to for the crane, which is good news. I also don't have any urgency to go and pick up these batteries. I can leave them here for some time and come back here later when I'm ready to pick them up.
Inventory full.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Inventory full.
Okay.
Inventory full.
This is bad.
Inventory full. Fuel critical.
Oh, I thought for sure I was going to get myself clanged out of there. Launched at 100 meters a second into the sky, or you know, into something. That felt very, very risky. Can't believe I survived that.
Inventory full.
We're almost done here, though.
Inventory full. Inventory
Almost
full.
done here, and I've got a bunch of batteries that I can
Inventory
collect from here
full.
at my leisure. I'm thinking I might... Not sure when would be the best time to move them, but I should take possession of them so that I can just merge them to the base and not transfer their power, but rather come up with a spot to put them in. So maybe as I'm constructing the Fort's Capac printer, the Fort Capac printer, I can think up a way to store those extra batteries onto the base somewhere. Might be worth looking into
Inventory
and
full.
thinking about. Maybe
Inventory
the
full.
Fort Capac printer will be in a sort of
Inventory
hangar down in
full.
the air,
Inventory
sort of area?
full.
since the Panini's going to be
Inventory
carrying
full.
them. Makes a bit of sense.
Inventory full.
And if I design that hangar in such a way that I've got
Inventory
room in the
full.
floor for a bunch of batteries, I can just
Inventory
pop them all in
full.
there.
Inventory full.
Instant extra
Inventory
base
full.
power. Aha! All basically done. Except for a few random bits around the place. But we can clean them up as we find them rather than focusing on it now, because I really do need to start working on the Fort Capac printer and getting myself all the way to the magnesium so I have enough ammo to equip those Fort Capac printers. I mean, not those Forts Capac, rather than the printer. The printer doesn't need the equipment. Although it should have some guns. Would be embarrassing for the printer of the things that are supposed to protect me to get destroyed. Oh, I should probably hook up to the Liftsy and take it back this time. Okay, I may have given the hitch just a little too much freedom this time. Alrighty, got the parts. Let's go see if we can take control of all of the batteries. Alrighty. All of the batteries owned by me. So, time to get the crane ready and then start thinking about how I'm going to build this hangar slash printer area thing that I'm planning on doing. Whoa! Crater! Actually, no. Let's set up to the to-do list because I think it needs a little bit of an update. There are some priorities right now that I need to just think through a little bit and try and decide which way is best to go. It's all well and good to be able to build more Fort Capacs, but if I can't arm them because I don't have enough ammo, then they're not really going to do anything useful. So do I need to build the magnesium road to its completion point so I can start mining that deposit? Is that priority number one? I'll have a think about this. And then we'll come up with a bit of a to-do list so that I hopefully keep a little bit on track for the next little while. So this is my old to-do list that Capac's been monitoring for some time, and I think some of it can be removed because that's gone. Build sandbags needs to be build Forts Capac. Make food stockpile is done. Refuel Remora still hasn't been done. Complete production building's done. Build rocket pad. Well, that didn't happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. More power production. Solar tower. That's not happening. Find more underground ores. Yeah, I think we can get rid of that. Collect silver from asteroids. Still needs to be done. Build new medbay. Still needs to be done. Navigation lights on parts of mines. Still needs to be done. Food truck looked like a food truck, and I suppose a rebuild arboretum should be there. But why I came to the to-do list is because there are some things that I feel the Reaver has brought into great clarity, which is I need to protect myself first, because I can't afford to be rebuilding stuff constantly. I need to have some way of placing Fort Capacs around the place and having an ability to replace them because they'll be easier to print. So it'll be build Forts Capac printer. And one day I will remember to pluralize that the correct way each time, because it's like Governors General. Build Forts Capac printer. Complete road to magnesium mine. Actually, is that the only two things I know? I thought there was something else that I wanted to do. Oh man, memory like a sieve. Build Fort's Capac printer. Complete the road to the magnesium mine. Yeah, that's kind of it, isn't it? I need to just, like, it's which of those two do I see as more important? And I kind of need to do the magnesium mine first, because if I don't have magnesium, the Fort's Capac aren't useful. Although, arguably, they could be if I have still got some. I don't. 25 mil ammo. Do I have much? 181. Ooh, arguably I have enough to make a few Fort's Capac before I finish the mine. So, if that's the case, that kind of makes it possible for me to build the printer, get this truck worked out, then go back to the bridge. I'm torn. I'm so torn. I'm going to go to the bridge. I'm going to go to the bridge because I think I'd like to have at least the bridge deck finished so that I can get across there and I can finish this mining road, at least so that I can drive there and back with the rock lobster, because then I can go back and do all the extra little bits after, but go there, get some magnesium, come back, build the printer. That also gives me another week to think about how I'm going to build the printer, because I haven't 100% decided yet. It's going to be a big building. I'm in here because I want to put stuff in my inventory. It's quite a long drive to get here. It is quite a long drive indeed. And it is much nicer driving on these bridges than the rest of the road. But I'm kind of glad I've gone with this method anyway.
Fuel.
Alright, projector. I need a control panel for you. Nuts. Oh, my control panel's all the way back at the start of the bridge. I can do everything except for load the projector with a blueprint from up there. Oh. Oh, I almost walked off the edge then. Oh. Oh. For a second, I was thinking these slightly more solid ones were actually solid. And I just had... Oh, that was a moment of proper terror. I almost walked off the edge of the bridge. Oh. Oh. Is this going to be really awkward to print the bit underneath? Or am I going to just end up with... Oh no. I think I'm going to end up with just a bunch of... the top bit. I may do. Oh no, wait, that's not working because of the merge block. The weld pad.
Inventory full.
Now it should let me place? Question mark? Oh yep, there we go, build block. Beam block placed. Once this one was complete. Okay. If this becomes too difficult, what I might need to do, at least for the center sections, what I might need to do is come up with a blueprint that doesn't have the beam blocks underneath, that doesn't have the catwalks. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to weld those pieces underneath, am I? Oh, I didn't think this through at all. Ugh, that's going to be really annoying. Alright, since I need to get to the magnesium, I'm just going to try and place down the blocks that I can. As in, I'm just going to place down the blocks, I'm not going to weld them up. So I'm going to have to come back here with a proper set of blueprints and build this roadway in two sections. So build the beam blocks first and then the roadway on top. Nuts. And I just don't have that blueprint available to me. So I'll have to make it. But I do want to get to that magnesium now. And these side bits I can do up fully, because I can do them properly at the moment. Alrighty, now comes the tricky bit. I am nearing the end of the bridge, and I'm half in voxel and half out. So I need to try and drill one side without falling off. Let's extend the pistons. Get nice and over to the side. I think I've got the port for another 5 meters. This is where it gets tricky, because I can't easily tell where I'm safe to drive and where I'm not. And I'm also out of oxygen bottles because I did that thing where I forget to bring extra ones with me before coming up here. I'm just gonna make do with what I got, and I just jumped over a projection. Because I forgot it wasn't real. I should be able to make do without the oxygen bottles for this last bit, because I'm going to be in and out of the rock lobster for most of it. And then I'm almost going to be drilling the last section. Oh, that ravine's annoying. I wonder if I should stop the bridge and just do a half bridge into it, because that goes on for ages before it gets up to a height that the bridge is going to get in the way of it. Here we go. On the final 1.11 kilometers of road. Okay, might have stuffed up a bit of the road there. I have gone very, very crooked, and I'm reversing back, and I'm going to see if I can fix this. So that's really, really bad. I had the pistons extended, and I don't think that's a good idea for the curvy bits. The pistons get too far, the drills end up too far ahead of the drill rig. It was not good. Let's see if we can, nope, that's immediately tilting sideways. That's still not good, but it is better than it was. Something else I've confirmed is that the rock lobster is much better at building roads when it is unloaded. Loading it up with anything means that I need to use a lot more force on the wheels, and it's much less effective at creating a nice, smooth driving surface in that state. It's been too many weeks since I built the rest of the road. I've lost my touch. All that practice gone to waste. I can see some snow. I wonder if I can actually get myself to come out onto it. So that'd be kind of cool if you drive along that bit a bit. Although it is quite steep. Really wish the sun was up so I could see it more clearly. Oh, yep, there's the grass. Okay, it's very, very steep. So what I might try and do instead is not what's currently happening, which is making me drill really down. I'm going to try and build the road along the edge of it. This is the really hard bit about drilling with these, is it's really easy to end up too steep on a downhill run. Because you kind of want to start downhill and then lift the drills up so that you end up going level with that initial downhill slope. Because otherwise you keep going off a cliff and you keep getting steeper and steeper. Much easier to control that going uphill because it doesn't kind of drag you into it. You're not fighting gravity. Gravity's actually helping you control the slope. But with a downhill, that's quite a challenge, or at least it's a challenge I've always found it to be a challenge. Oh, this is cool. I'm so happy that I've managed to come out onto one of these sections. I was anticipating that I was going to just totally miss. This is a bit more fiddly, this section of road. So I'm trying to keep most of the road on the rock, but still have a nice transition out to that snowy area. Grass. I'm trying to get this all a bit more level, because it's currently tilting a long way to the right. Almost down to the last 10%. So I think the thing is 4Ks from either Steve's hole in the wall or from the base. I can't remember which. One of the two it's about 4Ks from, which is too long for a conveyor line. Arguably my two bits of base back at the main base are too far apart for that. But performance seems to be holding up okay for now, even with that many subgrids. It'd be somewhat practical for me to aim to go slightly over the magnesium mine. That way, if I do end up not hitting it dead on, I'll be able to correct it because I can mine downwards, but trying to dig a new route upwards means I would have to go completely off to one side. Whereas at least a new route downwards, I can just kind of dig through the same tunnel and just make it deeper. So I'm hoping that I'm going to end up slightly high. Less than 500 meters to go. Then 400 meters to go. I will laugh if all those naysayers that thought that there might not be much magnesium here were right, and I'm totally wrong. It's like just slightly more than a boulder's worth. Because I was so confident. Nothing quite like the karma of hubris getting smacked down. Oh, I just had a thought. That would kind of be cool. At some point, I think it'd be kind of fun to try and build a switchback road up a mountain. I haven't got a reason to do that just now, but would be kind of cool. Like to one of the mountains nearby the base. Maybe with that Reaver having destroyed my antenna relay, I could build a switchback road up to the top of it. So instead of having to fly all the way up there, I can drive. Don't think I'm going to do too many more bridges though. Fun as they are very time consuming. Also, the stone color appears to be changing a bit here. Oh wait! stone is changing color here because I'm in an ore deposit, and it's not the magnesium.
Fuel critical.
It's what? It's more... I am at the magnesium. I'm here! I am above it, but I'm here. Wow. Splitsy, way to catch on to the change in color so rapidly. It was amazing seeing your genius at work there. In a game you've played more than 4,000 hours, you you only took several minutes to realize that you were in an ore deposit. Ugh. I'm here though, but the deposit also is 345 meters away. It's a big deposit. Yep. I'm going to come back here. Oh, no, don't go in that little ditch. Let's go back a bit further. I'm going to try and get a little bit deeper. I'm going to dig a second route, I think. Leave this one here, but branch off and go deeper off to the left. Somewhere around here, I think it'll be, right? See if we can branch off without ruining the main road. Or the first road. So I think that's one of the hardest things with drilling out these roads is drilling a new section that doesn't create a sharp angle into the original one. I think I've nailed it here. I think I've made a little bit of a bump, but nothing too severe. What I should probably have done was drill a hand-mined route down to the magnesium so I had a GPS exactly where it was, rather than blindly drilling as I'm doing right now. In fact, I might go back and do that. Use the reverse camera, Splitsy. That's what it's there for. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, brain explosion. Okay. Now we go along here. Get down to the spot. Hand drill down. Hope I don't run out of oxygen while I do it. And then make a GPS. Must not go to sleep. Must not go to sleep. Must not go too steep. Because I don't have a jetpack. I mean, going to sleep is probably bad too, since I'm supposed to be recording here. Let's grab some oxygen, since I'm getting near half. That's magnesium. There it is. Oh, look at it. There's so much of it. Now, I think that deposits typically follow the terrain they're on. So I think mining this out is going to be a tricky experience, as there's a very real possibility that the magnesium is in a layer that's as steep as the terrain surface or the almost cliff face I've got here. If that's the case, I may have to come up with a different way of drilling it out, but I'm hoping that I can at least figure out what did I just...
Fuel critical.
What did I just blow up? That was lucky I didn't lose a wheel. Oh wait, I'm repairing this bit. Let's keep the tradition going. The repairs are in red. Red for repair. So we can gradually see how much I've damaged this thing over the time I use it. I've always wanted to do something like that for one of my builds. Gradually repair it in a different color so that you kind of, just looking at the build, you can tell the story of how it came to where it is. It's quite a fun way of doing things, I think. As long as you got two colors that don't look horrid with their pairs that you've got them with. I may actually be proving to myself that I don't want a mining truck. If the deposit's like this, I'm not really going to have a way of building an easy storage thing, and maybe Steve's hole in the wall. I just want a truck to go from here to Steve's hole in the wall. And that way I could potentially build a bigger hauling vehicle. Then I could just build a giant semi-trailer, because it doesn't need to go underground in these tunnels, and the only thing that goes in these tunnels is the rock lobster. In my head, I thought this was going to be like the nickel deposit, where... Oh, I haven't actually used the rock lobster, but would probably work very well in that deposit that the Goofy mined out. Let's try drilling out this wall and seeing if I can attack this magnesium from a different direction. I wasn't expecting this part of it to be the tricky part. I figured once the road was done, I was like, yeah, it'll be easy from now. This is actually going to be really, really hard to figure out a good way of drilling down to. I mean, there's the obvious but slow method of using my hand drill, but I really want to use the rock lobster to do this. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is build a little bit that I can kind of snake around and get a bit lower so I can attack the deposit square on and hopefully drill a little bit of it out while ejecting all of the stone I'm going to drill. So I just need to get this path drilled out. There we go, almost there. Okay, here we go. Now it's time to turn the drills on. Now it's time to add the new drill to the drill group and turn them on. We're going to need to turn the ejectors on, which they're on. Then we use the pistons. Okay, how much magnesium have I got? 20 something? 23,000-ish? 24,000-ish? That's not bad. In fact, that's pretty good. In fact, I'm overweight. Already. So, that's going to make things interesting for getting out of here. Hopefully, I can dump enough stone. I don't have much stone. Oh dear. What shall I dump? I don't want to dump the magnesium. I'm probably going to end up dumping the steel plate, I think. It's going to be the heaviest thing I'm carrying. If I can't get out of here. Drills up a bit. We're going to need a lot more strength on these wheels. Should have made this broader to make this a bit easier. Can't actually tell what I'm doing at all. This kind of works though. I reckon I can just keep drilling this out and like a bit of an open cut mine, just keep making ramps down to where I need to be. What I need to do though is drop that one down further because I'm really crooked. Alrighty. And I'm on the road. And now I head back home with a load of magnesium. Assuming I can get up these slopes with my rather heavy vehicle that is 115 tons. I really hadn't designed this to carry that much weight. I overloaded this with steel plate on my way up here. That was a mistake. I should have welded up more of the bridge before I started doing this drilling, because then I would have lightened my build quite considerably. And I definitely should have been paying attention to the mass as I was drilling then. But we've done it. I'm heading back with my first load of magnesium. So I think after traversing this road a couple of times, and finding the end of it, instead of making a second truck stop there in addition to Steve's Hole in the Wall, I think I'm just going to go with Steve's Hole in the Wall. The rock lobster will live there. It'll traverse this road, which it was designed to do. And then I'll use all of those extra turbines for charging up the rock lobster, which makes a lot more sense to me. And I'll have a truck that goes from Steve's Hole in the Wall to the main base. Then it kind of gives me, I feel, a little more justification for putting some more time into making Steve's Hole in the Wall pretty. But what it also does is mean that I can be a bit more flexible with my Caterpillar design. My Caterpillar hauling truck. Because I'd like it to still kind of be that way, but I can use potentially bigger, stronger wheels for the truck sections. As the biggest challenge with that Caterpillar design is that I need the trailers to provide some motive effort. It's quite easy to have a bunch of trailers that follow you, but to have them push so that it can carry some of the weight that they're holding, so it's not just the truck doing all of the work, was part of what was making my life so difficult. And I did need to have that on, because even with just the batteries on there, it was nearing the maximum load capacity of the truck that I'd initially built. So I'm looking forward to building something bigger that's capable of hauling lots of stuff to and from Steve's Hole in the Wall, as then I can just drive the rock lobster back and forth. And I really should have timed myself to see how long it took me to get back. I know I could use the footage to do it, but that's not as fun. I will need some sort of little thing near there, near the mining spot, just in case I end up going there without enough stuff. So somewhere that I can put emergency supplies of food, water, and oxygen. I think the little park area where the snow was, where I managed to pop out onto, is going to be the optimal place to put something like that. Something a little bit pretty. Not quite Arboretum before Reaver pretty, but still Something a little bit pretty to enjoy the view from. I think could be fun. And then we'll have a few safety stops along the route, which will be handy if I ever break the rock lobster to the point that I have to walk back. Thankfully, I had not shot myself in the foot with my confidence of the magnesium deposit, but there is plenty there for me for the foreseeable future. So I'm going to be able to arm up the Fort's Capac, which I'll place around the valley, and then start building my attack ships, or attack tanks. Attack ship. Attack ship that hauls a tank? I have to think on this one. But my attack craft for clearing out all of those assertive bases between me and the hydrogen mine, so then I can get back to shipping from there to the main base, to then get back to space. It's all kind of falling into place now. I've run out of rhymes that rhyme with ace. There were quite a few in there. Place? Base? Face? I've gone insane. I have properly lost the plot. I was also thinking about the use of the rock lobster to be the only vehicle that traverses along these roads, and I think it's kind of cool to drive to Steve's hole in the wall and then get out and get into a different vehicle for the next leg. I think it's kind of a neat thought to be able to justify having two different vehicles.
Fuel.
I like that idea. Alright, let's offload everything, because we're going to need a lot of these components for building Steve's hole in the wall properly, which will hopefully happen soon. Ah, there we go. 60 tons. That's a lot more reasonable now that all those construction materials are gone. Let's take this back home, nice and safe. I mean, another option instead of building a whole new truck would be to just build a cargo module for the crane. Get more use out of the crane. Because it's pretty chunky, it's pretty capable, and it should be able to lift an empty cargo module onto the back of the trailer. I kind of like that idea. Get more use out of it, because I haven't really used that vehicle much. And I'm going to need to use it to bring the batteries over for the new Fort's Capac producing building printer thingamajiggy. I'm going to have a think on that one. Decide whether I'm going a whole new truck or whether I'm going to build a cargo module for this thing. So that'd be kind of cool in its own way. Having a multi-purpose truck that's designed that way, because I haven't really done that before. Alright, let's go check out the magnesium production. There we are. We're getting magnesium. And producing a whole bunch more ammo. So yeah, between now and next time, I'm going to think about whether I want to build something else for the crane so that it has a cargo module for it, or build a whole new truck. I'll admit, slightly leaning towards the cargo module. And then I'll have to redo all of the crane controls because they've all broken for some reason. That doesn't make any sense. I was in the cockpit earlier and I noticed that they're all gone. Like, if we have a look, they're all disappeared. I don't know what group I've broken, but I've broken a group, I think. Maybe that's why? I don't know. But something fishy has happened and I've lost all my controls. So I'm going to have to set up all the new controls for the crane, which is going to be a bit annoying. But that's okay. I think I can remember how to do it. Possibly? Maybe? And then I can go collect those batteries, build the Fort's Capac printer, and then after the Fort's Capac printer is built, I'll build either a cargo module for this or build a new truck, because I can at least get magnesium for now, using the rock lobster as my sole means of getting up there. So yeah, next week is building a Fort's Capac printer building, because it's going to be an internalized structure, something that can be protected from Reaver attacks, since it's obviously a critical building for my defense. And that means it's going to be pretty big. It also means I'm thinking about building a mobile roof on it, as in something that opens and closes. And given the size of Fort's Capac, Fort Capac, there's a fair chance that's going to have to be a custom door and not airtight hangar doors. So, there's all that and plenty more to come. And I will see you then.